After 65, every small change in your body is a hidden message about your future, but most people ignore these signs until it's too late. What if I told you there are 7 powerful clues, backed by science, that can reveal not just how long you might live, but how well you'll live those years? Growing older is something every person experiences, but few stop to reflect on what those added years really mean once we pass the milestone age of 65. At this point in life, every day begins to feel more valuable and each year carries more weight, because the truth is that our bodies are already giving us signals about how long we may live and how well we may continue to function. For some, these years are filled with energy, sharp thinking, and physical ability that feels almost like an extension of middle age. They wake up eager for the day, walk with confidence, and still pursue hobbies and social lives with vigor. Others, however, begin to notice changes: slowing down, persistent fatigue, unexplained health concerns, or a gradual decline in the ability to do what once came easily. The fascinating and sometimes sobering reality is that the difference between these two groups is not simply luck, and it is not entirely about genetics either. Instead, researchers and doctors have discovered that there are very specific, very telling signals that appear in the body, the mind, and even in daily habits that can give us a glimpse of the years ahead. These are not myths or guesses. They are real patterns observed over decades of studying individuals who have lived not just long lives, but healthy and fulfilling ones. Recognizing these signs can change the way you approach your own future, because once you know what to look for, you can make choices that strengthen your odds of not only living longer, but living better. One of the first and most surprisingly powerful indicators of longevity is something we tend to overlook because it feels so ordinary: the speed of our walking. Imagine 2 men, Alan and George, both 72 years old. Alan takes a walk every morning, moving at a steady pace, crossing streets without hesitation, climbing stairs without feeling winded, and carrying himself with balance and confidence. George, by contrast, used to be active but has slowed significantly over the past few years. Now he struggles to keep up with others, pauses frequently to catch his breath, and sometimes feels unsteady when walking even short distances. To the casual observer, this might look like a simple matter of one man being in better shape than the other. But studies have shown that walking speed is directly linked to overall health, from muscle strength to cardiovascular fitness to brain function. When someone begins to slow down, it can indicate underlying problems with circulation, declining muscle mass, or even early neurological issues. In many ways, our legs are the foundation of our independence, and when they weaken, so too does the body's overall resilience. Yet the encouraging news is that walking speed is not a fixed trait. It can be improved. Consistent walking, light strength exercises, and staying active on a daily basis can help rebuild stamina. So if you notice yourself slowing down, it is worth paying attention, because the way you move through life, quite literally, offers one of the clearest insights into how long you may keep moving at all. Another surprisingly accurate predictor of health and longevity lies in the grip of your hand. Many people underestimate how revealing grip strength can be, but doctors have found it to be one of the clearest reflections of vitality in older adults. Consider David, 74 years old, who still has a firm, confident handshake. He has kept up with lightweight training, occasionally uses hand-strengthening tools, and never has trouble opening jars or carrying grocery bags. His friend Martin, also 74, has noticed that these simple tasks are becoming more difficult. He struggles to twist bottle caps or hold heavy bags for long, and he often dismisses this as just a part of aging. Yet a weakening grip is a warning sign of muscle loss, frailty, and even a greater risk of falls or injuries. Your hands reflect the state of your muscles and nervous system throughout the body. A weak grip may mean that the rest of the body is declining too, leading to less independence and lower resilience. The good news is that grip strength, like walking speed, can be rebuilt with small, consistent efforts. Squeezing a tennis ball, using hand grippers, or carrying light weights during a walk can gradually restore strength. Paying attention to how firmly you can hold on to things is more important than it might seem, because it often mirrors how well you will be able to hold on to life in the years ahead. Balance is another area where the body quietly reveals its future. Most people do not think about balance until they start losing it, but the ability to stand on one leg without wobbling is a surprisingly strong predictor of overall health. Take two women in their late 60s, Linda and Patricia. Linda has been active for years. She practices yoga, goes for walks, and makes a habit of standing on one foot for a few seconds each day just to test herself. When she tries, she can easily hold her position without needing to steady herself. Patricia, on the other hand, has not given much thought to balance. When she attempts the same test, she quickly tips to one side and has to grab a chair for support. To her, this may seem like nothing more than clumsiness, but doctors recognize that balance reflects muscle coordination, nerve health, and brain function. Poor balance often predicts a higher likelihood of falls, injuries, or even cognitive decline. Yet balance, like strength and walking speed, is not set in stone. Practicing simple exercises, such as walking heel to toe, standing on one foot, or learning Tai Chi can make an enormous difference. It is worth trying to test yourself. Stand on one foot for 10 seconds. If you cannot hold it, take it as a signal to start working on stability today. Small daily practices can help ensure that years from now, you are still moving with strength and confidence. Sleep is another signal that cannot be ignored. Quality rest is far more than a nightly routine. It is when the body repairs itself, restores energy, strengthens the immune system, and clears toxins from the brain. For someone over 65, consistent high-quality sleep can be the difference between steady health and a cascade of issues. Charles, 70, has a steady bedtime, sleeps about 7 hours each night, and wakes up refreshed. His friend Raymond, also 70, tosses and turns, wakes up frequently, and often feels exhausted even after spending 8 hours in bed. Over time, Charles remains mentally sharp and physically active, while Raymond's energy drops, his blood pressure rises, and his memory begins to blur. Poor sleep is often linked to stress, lack of routine, or undiagnosed conditions, such as sleep apnea. Fortunately, improvements can be made. Reducing screen time before bed, sticking to regular sleep and wake times, getting natural morning sunlight, and avoiding heavy meals at night can all help. If you often wake up tired or restless, it is not something to dismiss. It is your body asking for attention, because how you sleep today directly influences how strong and healthy you will remain in the years to come. Another important yet often overlooked signal is appetite and eating habits. After 65, the way you eat can strongly shape how long you live. Helen, 69, still looks forward to preparing her meals, enjoys a variety of fresh foods, and maintains a steady weight. She feels energized and nourished. Her friend Marjorie, also 69, has noticed her appetite fading. She skips meals, relies on processed foods, and has lost weight without trying. She assumes it is just a normal part of aging, but in reality, a declining appetite often points to deeper health issues, such as digestive problems, hormonal changes, or even early cognitive decline. When the body stops getting proper nutrients, it begins to break down muscle, weakening both strength and immunity. Eating well at this stage is not just about avoiding hunger. It is about fueling the body to stay resilient. If you have noticed yourself losing interest in food, feeling full too quickly, or losing weight unintentionally, it is worth paying attention. Focusing on protein, fiber, and healthy fats, as well as staying hydrated, can make a huge difference. Enjoying meals and nourishing your body are not luxuries. They are essential tools for living longer and stronger. Equally powerful in shaping longevity is the way you handle stress. Everyone experiences challenges, but not everyone responds to them in the same way. Edward, 71, encounters difficulties like unexpected expenses, health concerns, or family issues, but he has learned to meet them with calm. He practices breathing techniques, spends time with friends, and avoids dwelling on problems longer than necessary. His peer Samuel, also 71, finds himself consumed by worry. Small frustrations weigh heavily on him, and he often feels overwhelmed. Over time, this constant stress wears on his health, raising his blood pressure, disrupting his sleep, and leaving him drained of energy. Long-term stress does not simply affect mood. It triggers inflammation throughout the body, which is linked to many age-related diseases, including heart disease and memory loss. The encouraging truth is that stress can be managed. Practices like mindfulness, light exercise, laughter, or even simply talking with a friend can make a profound difference. Ask yourself how you handle challenges. Do you adapt and move forward, or do you hold on to worries? The answer may tell you more about your future than you realize. Finally, one of the clearest indicators of longevity is something deeply human: the strength of your social connections. Research consistently shows that people with strong ties to friends, family, or community not only live longer, but also stay healthier and happier. Diana, 73, remains connected through her book club, enjoys regular conversations with friends, and spends meaningful time with family. She laughs often, feels supported, and maintains a sense of belonging. Ruth, also 73, has drifted into isolation. She rarely speaks with friends, spends much of her time alone, and slowly begins to feel her mood and energy decline. Loneliness does not only harm emotional well-being, it raises risks of depression, heart disease, and even early death. Staying socially active does not mean surrounding yourself with people constantly. Even small connections matter. A phone call, a shared hobby, or regular visits can all provide the sense of connection that keeps both the brain and the body healthier. When we step back and consider these signals, walking speed, grip strength, balance, sleep quality, appetite, stress levels, and social ties, it becomes clear that longevity is not just a matter of genetics or chance. These are areas we can influence, and by paying attention to them, we can actively shape the years ahead. Each one offers a message from the body about where we stand today and what we can do to improve tomorrow. If you notice areas where you are slipping, do not wait for a crisis or a doctor's warning. Start making changes now. Take more walks. Strengthen your muscles. Prioritize sleep. Pay attention to your appetite. Find ways to manage stress. Stay connected with people who matter to you. The aim is not only to live more years, but to make those years vibrant, strong, and filled with joy. Because in the end, longevity is not just about the number of years left. It is about the quality of the life we live in those years.